Hello, thanks for tuning to another episode of Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thanks for checking me out. So, I'm going to talk about the Mandela effects at the U.S. Capitol. I think that's what I'm going to name this one, catchy title, and I'm going to talk about right now. So, let's get into it. So, there are a number of Mandela effects at the U.S. Capitol. I'm going to give you a couple examples and I'm going to break it down for you. This should be interesting. So we have one Mandela effect is certainly are the protesters themselves. So they were coming in. There's a number of protesters. There were a few thousand. I believe I was really trying to understand the numbers, and it's amazing how vague, everything is. But a number of people attending the rally at the beginning looked to be over 10,000, I believe. Again, it's hard to get the exact data. At the U.S. Capitol later on, we have, I believe, about 1,600 inside. We're looking at 60, 80 to 130. So we have that total going on inside. Now, what Mandela effects could we discern from this? Well, at one instance, we have the guards that are on video opening up the gates. They're moving gates and saying, hey, come on in. There's actually incidences of guards basically taking selfies with the people that are, let's call them protesters again, and taking selfies and giving them tours of the U.S. Capitol. Now, that would seem at odds with a lot of information that we're getting. So that's the point of this video. So we have, on one hand, we have guards that are having a friendly time. Everybody's happy. Some protesters were walking through the U.S. Capitol a little bit, taking selfies, and walked out. And that's it, right? Guards open the gate, say, hey, check it out, let's take some selfies. Everybody's smiling, and they leave. On the other hand, in the other alternate reality, we have protesters that were climbing the walls, breaking down windows and breaking down walls, and one of them getting shot. So each different, we'll call them narratives, are at odds with each other, which is why basically when people talk about the Mandela effect, these are the differences in reality that we see, and we're noting them and saying, hey, look here, these are discrepancies. Now, concerning the guards themselves, their names, I have noticed a Mandela effect where one of the guards' names for sure changed. Now it's, we have, one of the names is Lie Been Good. So, what does that show you? It brings up, first thing that comes to thought is Satan. Who's the father of lies? Satan. Lie been good. The lies have been really good about this incidents for Satan and his hordes, right? Wouldn't that be the case? So we have an officer, Lie Been Good. My condolences to the officer's Lie Been Good family. I'm not trying to drag his name through the mud. What I'm stating is, it looks to me like his name was changed, reality was morphed, and nothing to do with the officer themselves. No negative things about the officer, just the name, and he can't control that. So let's put that in perspective. So we have Officer Lie Been Good. Okay, what's the officer's other name? So we're going Sick Nick. So, Nick Sick. Now, I looked at it before, and the name was different. Now it's Sick Nick. Yeah, Sick Nick. So what does that mean? So that's like Christmas, like Santa Claus being sick with the coronavirus. That's like what that means. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So that's kind of weird. So we've seen with the Mandela effect instances where people's names change. Not in such a dramatic manner, but I was watching initially the name for the guard, and it wasn't Sick Nick. It was spelled differently. It wasn't SICK NICK. Like there was no K, there was a C, and there was an A in between. Okay. So anyway, if you're interested, I'll comment on that. If I could even have comments on this. I've been trying to do comments with or without. Some people saying now it's asking for money to share my videos if there's a comment. If there's not comments, then you can seem to share it. So YouTube's changed their algorithms or whatever. So what other Mandela effects are surrounding this? There's a wide range of Mandela effects. So we have Officer, I'm losing my chain of thought when I digress, so my apologies, but we have the Officer Sick Nick. Officer, now live been good, okay? Oh yes, so Officer Sick Nick unfortunately died of a brain injury, looks like. Now, when I read the reports, widely reported that he died from a brick being thrown and he got hit in the head with a brick. Okay, that was the widely reported story, that he got hit with a brick. Now he's hit with a fire extinguisher. So which one's the true story? Hitting with a brick or hit with a fire extinguisher? Seems to be everybody's talking about the fire extinguisher now and nobody's talking about a brick. Was it misreporting? I don't think so. I think in one reality, he was hit with a brick. In another reality, he was hit with a fire extinguisher. And that's the reality we're settled in now, or these realities basically mesh together. So there's a lot of discrepancies, a lot of things that have changed concerning the U.S. Capitol. Now, in one reality, for instance, we might have peaceful protesters, nothing happened. In another reality, we have protesters, ripping, painting all over the walls and bashing down doors. So it seems to be the case. Now, I don't have much time to talk about this, but I've been looking into a lot about these quantum computers, and what I'm interested in doing is giving you a breakdown of different types of Mandela effects and breaking it down. So to give you an idea, what happens is in a chaotic system is you're going to have from disorder to order. So for instance, at the US Capitol, that would be disorder, and when it adds up to some kind of order, that's why it's randomness, and it's quantively being, it seems like it's morphing a little bit until it solidifies into a reality stream that kind of makes sense to everybody. So what I'm saying is, and one of the things that I want to, a deep thing I'm going to bring about is there's, chaos on one end of the spectrum and we have order on the other. I'm going to give you a different example, a different thing to really think about, meditate, which is pretty deep, and I've been starting to think about, is on one end of the spectrum, we have these kind of, instances of, let's call it superposition, where things can be the same thing in different ways. So we have a superposition And on the other spectrum, where God resides, we have creation. So I want you to know that both of these are almost the same coin, but they're on different sides of it. So that's why I'm thinking about, I'm thinking about labeling different Mandela effects, and for people's edification, because we have some types of Mandela effects that seem to be, from the chaotic side, from chaos into, solidifying into a type of reality stream that people are understanding. And on the other spectrum of it, we have higher orders of magnitude of creation. So I think they're different spectrums. And for instance, when we have, here's something really crazy that happened that I haven't brought up yet. It's been scrubbed pretty much off of the internet, which is shocking to me. But remember that bombing, that guy in the van, or guys, there was a second van that blew up, and the speaker came out, and the speaker said, it said, I'm paraphrasing, it didn't say it this way, I'm trying to remember. It said, and I wasn't planning about talking about this, but it said, vacate the area, there's a bomb going to go off. It said, go away from this area. When they played it backwards, it said something like, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and it's crazy. So so that is crazy, and that kind of almost makes sense about everything going around backwards and forwards, with what's going on with quantum computers. And I could get more into that detailed later on, but how they've noted that in certain states with crystalline matrices, they can go backwards and forwards in time. Anyway, I gotta go. Like, subscribe, share. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.